When I first decided to start this world, I knew I wanted to live in a mountain base, and so I generated a couple worlds until I got this seed. I knew I wanted to have bridges connecting different parts of my base together, and I wanted to hollow out the inside of the mountain and live inside of it, which is something I've always liked doing. One thing I've tried to make sure about my base as I've expanded it is that it was all interconnected, and that if you're at one part of my base, there were different routes you could take to get to any other part of it. I also want to have all my farms close by, so that I don't have to travel far away to get anything that I need. So this world is over a year old now, and I've done most of the basic things you would build in an alpha Minecraft world. I have a tree farm, a sugarcane farm, a furnace room, a storage room, wheat farms, and most importantly of all, a cactus farm. But what's left for me now? There's no ender dragon or wither to fight, there's not even achievements in this version, which even beta has. So what do? Do I just stop playing? Of course not. Sometimes I think people forget that Minecraft is a sandbox game, which means that the possibilities for what to do are endless, no matter what version you're playing on. For me, I want to see how far I can push the limits of alpha Minecraft before I even think about updating to beta and then beyond. So what does the future of this world look like? At the moment, I'm still working on my main base, as the plans for that are nowhere near complete. At the moment, I only have one bridge, and so I'd like to add more in, and there's still a lot of the mountain to hollow out, although that might wait until future updates as more stuff is added. I'm going to need a lot more space to fit in the new farms and items that will eventually be added to the game. On top of this mountain opposite my main base, I'd like to build a gallery, which is something I built in my old world, which I really liked. I displayed all the Minecraft paintings in it, and I think it would be a cool landmark for my base now, and give me an excuse to build some more bridges and start to build on the other mountain, which I've been planning to do for ages now. The project I'm working on at the moment is this. You may have noticed me making progress on this in the back of some of my other videos. I've been clearing the space by my base for a little bit now, and I've finally started building. So what is this new building for? This is a storage building, and whilst for the most part my storage room is in the middle of my base still works, there are some items that are beginning to overflow, mainly gravel, cobblestone and pork chops, and so I decided to build some dedicated buildings for these particular items. This one, for instance, is for uncooked pork chops at the moment, and will eventually store cooked pork chops as well once I finally complete my nether perimeter, whenever that happens. I haven't quite decided where to put my other storage buildings yet, but I'll figure it out, and eventually I'd like to have a big storage room for every item above my artificial lake, but I don't plan on making that yet until there's at least a couple more items in the game. I also need to finish the towers around my base. At the moment there's only 2 of them, and so I've still got to build 2 more, and then once that is done, I want to have a walkway in a circle that connects them all together because I think that would look really cool. A trick I've sort of learned with building an alpha that has helped me to build things is to think more in terms of shapes than about specific blocks, because there's just so few blocks you're never going to be able to include a lot of variety, and so focusing on the shape of your building, creating interesting shapes, has helped me as well as trying to build bigger. Obviously start off small, but once you've got enough materials, trying to go a little bit larger scale with your builds, like this project for me, it can add some challenge but results in super cool looking builds, I think. My boat canal network, which is now one of the most important parts of my world, is something I hadn't planned at the start, but something that I decided to build out of necessity, wanting to wait until beta to use minecarts, and so eventually I'll have a big minecart system that goes around my whole world. But I really like my boat canal at the moment, and so I'd like to expand it some more out to different areas of my world. In this large lake just past the end of my boat canal, I'm planning on building a passive mob farm to get lots of leather and wool quickly for building, as I had to disable my old one. Another thing near my boat canal I've got to work on is this village. For those who don't know, I tried to do some more realistic building in this area, a little bit away from my main base. However, I never really enjoyed it that much, and so it's just kind of been sitting here untouched for a while now, and eventually I'd like to add some more houses and finish the tree. So at some point I'll come back to this project, but for now I'm enjoying working on my main base too much to go back to it now. Looking further ahead to the future, I'd like to add, once pistons are added to the game, I'd like to make a more automatic wheat farm as well as an automatic sugarcane farm, which I think will be a cool addition to my world, as well as some more redstone related projects with the introduction of repeaters as well in beta 1.3. One thing I'm really looking forward to building with is coloured wool, because I really think it will bring my base to life some more by adding in some pixel art around my base. I think it will really make it stand out and add some more fun features around the base as well. Those are some of my plans for the future of my alpha world, and so I hope you're excited to see these plans come to life and continue to stick around. If you have any ideas yourself, or if there's anything you think would be cool for me to build, let me know in the comments. Hope you have a great day, and maybe I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.